Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're having a great day out there. Hope everything's going well for you. I think it's Tuesday, but this is technically our Wednesday show. Holy crap, internet. I guess we're off to a great start. Least professional monkey on the internet. Get that through your heads at this moment, or you will forever be disappointed. All right. What was I saying? Um, uh, oh, it says MIT or MTIAN in the title. Oopsie. I'll have to fix that later if I bother. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, hi. Hope you're well. Um, yeah, so many things to talk about today. I just was watching Keffels talking to Keemstar, and I don't know how you make an interview with Keemstar boring, but Keffels did it. Keffels made a discussion with Keem boring. Oh. It hurt my brain a little bit to watch that. It really did. And I didn't watch the whole thing. I jumped around bits and pieces to see if it got any better. And no, it was just bad. It was horrible. And she tweeted out, I don't think that Keem being on the side of trans people is real. She set up an interview with him based on him saying he wasn't going to buy Hogwarts Legacy. We talked about this a little bit yesterday. He said he wasn't going to buy Hogwarts Legacy. So they were like, oh my God, he's on the side. It was a joke. It was just him goofing around with people who were being so up in their own ass about Hogwarts Legacy. And Keffels, being the fat idiot that she is, went, oh my God, I have to talk to Keem. This will make me popular again because he's now on the side of me. And Keem was just having a joke. And it turns into this ridiculously boring interview. Oh my God. Of all the things that Keffels has ever done, the biggest offense is being boring as shit. Good God almighty. How does anybody watch that crap? Anyway, what else is going on in the news that we should cover? Greta Thunberg got arrested, except not really. Oh, no, she got detained. No, she didn't even really get detained. They checked her name and then let her go. So over in Germany, there's a mine that's expanding and they're getting rid of an entire little burg, a little town. And a bunch of these idiots who have time to go protest everything. How do these people afford to eat? I don't understand. I have to work every day just to be able to afford food. These motherfuckers jet set around the world to different little events so that they can have their little protests. How the fuck do they eat? Who pays for that? Trust funds, that's a good one, Faithless. Probably true. If you're going to be an ass, be an entertaining ass. That has always been my motto, nuts. But anyway, so Thunberg, there's these pictures. Look, she's been arrested. And then this video surfaces where it shows that let's call it staged. Do I even have the video? I don't remember if I saved that video, but it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, it's right here. It's at the top of my my cousin's Twitter. So this is Greta Thunberg being arrested, y'all. You've seen people arrested before, right? We've watched videos of that stuff. There's struggling and stuff like that. Well, here's Greta getting arrested.
You also want those for you, man?
Like everybody's just standing around taking the pictures.
Wie sieht's denn aus mit der Badstraße?
She's getting wide. See, that's another thing. Not only is she eating, she's eating well. She's eating well. Oh, but like, pose for the picture. We got to get the picture so that. Now the German police came out and said, "No, look, this was real. This absolutely was real." You see, well, she wasn't arrested. She was removed from the site of the protest, and they took her over to a little van and verified who she was, and then let her go. So there you go. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Angry. His father-in-law passed. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That really sucks. Fetal alcohol downsy girl. Yeah, Greta something. But I mean, how many times we got to see these fake arrests before? Dagsy, now just because you and Nuts a bitch about it, I'm not changing that says M-I or MTIAN. I'm not all the way awake, all right? Leave me alone. I'll only be awake for a few hours. Dagsy, you bored tonight? Or are you working? Got your damn job getting in the way again? Me and Daxie ain't talked in a long time, and I'm gonna get him back on the show eventually. So yeah, that was going around today. Miss Thunberg, she was arrested. I mean, no, she was detained. No, I mean they checked her ID. Like they had to. I think the only reason they had to check her ID is because her face has gotten so fat. It's the only reason you wouldn't go, oh yeah, that's the I should be in school, girl. But we got to have these things because she stood up against this oppressive mining company who's shutting down a town that nobody lives in so that they can, mine resources that are necessary. Oh, yeah. Cool, Daxie. Let me toss you the invite here. We're going to have to watch some Karine Jean-Pierre. I hope that's okay because that's the majority of what I want to talk about this evening. Because, guys, for those of you who don't know, more papers have been found. The last batch was the 5 that were found. Excuse me. And those were found just the other day. Where the other ones that we've heard about were back in November, and then they found, we found some more in December. And then it's like, no, we have everything. And we actually were told that, that they'd completed the search. It had all been completed. And that's what they'd found. And it was like, yeah, we found 5 more documents. We're just kind of hanging out. Oh my goodness, a twofer. First, hi Jack, how you doing?
Good, how you doing?
I am well. And Daxie, how you doing? That doesn't sound as good.
I'm on my pizza. It's not here yet.
It is coming though, right?
Oh, it should be.
Are you gonna tip the pizza girl?
I mean, with all the extra sausage I can muster.
I've seen some videos on the Christian Science Monitor where that happens. So good luck to you. I hope she's hot.
Not a fat guy.
If it's the same person that's been delivering from this place over the course of the last 2 months, it's going to be an old white dude.
Oh, don't bang that.
No.
I mean,
not that desperate.
To each their own, but don't bang that.
Yeah, if you answer the door wearing a silk kimono with a dragon on it and be like, all right, come on in for your tip, big guy, your pizza is never going to be circular ever again. It's going to be like a calzone.
It's going to be thrown at your house like a newspaper.
Yeah. But if he's into it, then maybe your pizza, you'll get extra pizza. I don't know.
I mean, I could get a discount because it goes through Uber Eats, but not through the program itself because the delivery driver is from this place. It's just they use this as the middleman for some reason. So technically speaking, I could get a discount.
Well, I mean, it is tough times.
You do what you got to do, man.
All right. So I have a CNN article we got to look at before we look at the diversity liar, because I'm assuming you guys didn't watch her press briefing today. But, oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, I've been busy all day.
I was sleeping for 12 hours.
She might have the hardest job in America, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, she's bad at it.
She's very bad at it. All right, so White House defends releasing incomplete information about classified documents. Okay, so apparently not only did they have the press briefing today, but the White House counsel, they had like a 30 or 45-minute phone call with reporters. Not with all of us, not where we could see it or anything, just a phone call, to tell people what they need to be reporting.
We are not deserving of knowing what our overlords are doing, Monkey.
The White House offered its most robust, if still extremely limited, explanation of why it has repeatedly released incomplete information about classified documents located in Joe Biden's private office and home, insisting Tuesday that protecting the Justice Department's investigation means restricting which details can be released publicly.
Which is why he had his lawyers go in after a special counsel was reported. so that they could do it instead of these investigators, right? To protect integrity and chain of evidence.
Integrity. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
What's the first thing I think of when I hear lawyer?
Right? Is above board, honest, completely ethical, no shenanigans. Yeah, lawyers are some of the most spotless human beings in the world.
I understand that there's tension between protecting and safeguarding the integrity of an ongoing investigation with providing information publicly appropriate with that, said Ian Sams, the spokesperson for the White House counsel's office. He said that the Justice Department, and now a special counsel, investigates the matter. It was natural some information would evolve.
Is that what we're calling it now, an evolution?
It was over a month before you guys released this to the press, and by then you'd already known about 2 of the finds and only released 1. Only 1. And somehow that's for the integrity of the investigation.
Well, what are they up to now? 3 or 4 on finding
3.
random shit?
Because we had the first one, then the second one, and then the 5 pages that they found Friday, despite telling us it had all been done already.
Yeah, that one throws me off because I've heard 5 documents and 5 pages. Is that a distinction without a difference, or is it 5 stapled documents? Like one document has 10 pages, one has 35. That kind of makes a difference.
It does make a difference, and when they're saying these things, there is a difference there. 5 pages typically means that it's 5 pages of one document. 5 documents would be up to 100 pages with 20 each. So right? It's the number. If they say pages, normally that is one document. That's
because I've heard it reported both ways, and I'm like, that's kind of throwing me.
Yeah, it is interesting how they've been doing that. Where was the part that I really wanted to read from this? In an investigation, as an investigation is ongoing, especially an investigation where people are cooperating and working hand in hand with the department to review the matter, information is going to develop. I love that part. In an investigation, especially one where we're working with them, guys. We're working with them. We're working. Did you catch it? That we are cooperating completely. Not like that bastard Trump. Not like that motherfucker who hid all his shit. Did you catch?
Don't mind that I did the exact same thing that that he did.
No,
we're helping.
Wait. This isn't even the exact same thing because Biden does not have the ability to declassify things as a vice president, where Trump did and said he had. That is a huge difference. But I get what you're saying. For the most part, it's the same action.
Yeah, and also Trump didn't have the pseudo kit car guarding his fucking paperwork in the garage.
That's true too, because they lambasted where Trump was hiding the stuff. Like, this motherfucker literally had it in a box in his garage.
Yeah, it's most secure ever. And apparently that last 5 whatever they found was in like his library or study or whatever.
Did we ever play the video of him talking where he said that about, hey, those documents were in the garage where my Corvette is?
Yeah.
That was actually one of his defenses of it. Look, it was secure. It's where I keep my vet, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, totally safe.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. Hunter was guarding them when he was paying me $50,000 rent every month while he lived there / owned it, depending on which IRS filing you look at.
Yeah, that's a new development that's come out too about how Hunter was paying the $50,000 rent at his dad's house.
Well, his dad's house he also claimed he owned for a while. So, did he own it? Did he pay $50,000? How awesome is this house?
Who the fuck pays $50,000 in rent?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
maybe
makes no sense to me.
Maybe it was somebody who was getting $50,000 a month for a job they were unqualified for in Ukraine.
Well, I mean, that 10% has to get paid over somehow.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Keldrig. Pokemon, Redact them all. Indeed.
Accurate.
Now, Faithless says money launderers. Fair. Now we get on to Karine Jean-Pierre. Now, she tried to distract them by bringing out the Warriors, not from the movie,
killed Cyrus.
No, not from the movie. The basketball team.
But that would have been more interesting.
They were at the White House, you see, and so they brought, I think Stephen Curry was one of them that was up there. I forget who else. And that's at the start of the show, to try to distract these reporters who will not let go of their story. And I got to give them credit. I give the press a lot of shit. They're still not reporting it very well, but at least here they're asking questions, and they're not letting go of this one. And this little dude in the mask who's all right, he's a pussy. He's still wearing a mask, for fuck's sake. Dude, give it up. Let it go. Go watch some Ice Princess sing to you, Let It Go, and take the message. But he asked two important questions at the beginning of his questioning here, Jack. He asked, are we sending actual arms to Ukraine now? I'm paraphrasing. And Karine Jean-Pierre's like, look over there.
Look, a bird.
And so he changes the subject. And this is as loud as it can go, unfortunately. He's a little quiet, but I think she's fine. He's going to ask about some documentations. That was perfect timing. That was Dax's doorbell. His pizza's showing up. He's about to go. I was wondering
about that, but I wasn't going to say anything because this might be part of the video.
Right? It was perfect timing. Ding dong. He's going to go give the tip to the pizza man. I hope for his sake, I hope it's a hot pizza chick this time. It's always nicer when a hot chick brings you food.
It is because it so rarely happens in real life.
The only time, and I mean this sincerely, the only time that food is better than coming from a hot woman is from like a really sweet fat old aunt, because she will bring you the best food on the planet, and it is filled with love, carbs, and love. That's just true. If you didn't have a fat old aunt, I feel sorry for you. You need to get yourself one.
Yeah, you should get adopted by one.
Yeah.
Sure, she might be crazy, but
Dax better brought enough for the whole class. Well, I don't think Dax knew he was going to be in class today. All righty. So we got to back it up just a second so we can barely hear all of his answer or all of his question.
Them to defend themselves against the brutality
this
that we are
Ukrainian
seeing
shit.
From the Russian aggression.
I just on a different topic.
Oh, real quick over on the Streamlabs, man. The sound system does not want me to play this today. I don't know why. On the plus side, my notifications are going off. Johnny Hellcat, thank you so much. Clacks the bottles. Warriors, distract the press. Indeed. I mean, she knew she was going to get more questions on this. And look, they did have the Warriors there. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they brought them out today. But apparently they talked about gun control, Jack.
It was the old white male.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Hopefully the pizza's good.
Oh, it's always good.
Well, you're back just in time for me to finally start this.
Nice.
Yeah, you got good timing. All right. Oh my God, he's switching to the documents.
The discovery of classified and official documents at the president's residence in a former office. Last week, you told, I believe it was Phil, that we all can assume, the American people could assume that the searches were complete and all the documents had been recovered. On Saturday, the White House counsel's office said that 5 additional classified documents had been found. Is it safe to assume now that all the documents have been recovered, all the official records, all the classified documents are back in the custody of the National Archives, or are more searches underway to find out if there's anything else there?
All right. So long question, but the basic gist of the question, you told us that it was all done. More stuff came out. Can we assume it's all done now, or is there more going on? Is there more shit going on out there? Are you guys looking for more documents? You want to take bets on whether she answers this directly or not?
I don't want to lose easy money.
Right. Anybody want to give me free money on that bet? All right.
Look, I understand your question. We have addressed multiple.
Okay, if anybody answers you and starts off with "I understand your question," that's them saying, "I'm not answering your fucking question."
Yeah, I understand what you said. I am acknowledging that, but
I
I'm
get
going
it.
to ignore it now.
I don't care what you just asked.
Questions from here. Multiple questions have been answered by the president. I know that you all just spent about, some of your colleagues, maybe you yourself, Zeke, was on the phone with my colleague for about 45 minutes that addressed a lot of your questions. I'm just going to continue.
What about the question he literally just asked?
No.
Look, I understand your question. There were some people who answered some questions. Biden answered some questions. We've answered some questions. That doesn't answer the question that was just asked of you. She's so bad at this. All she has to do at this point is go, you guys know what I know. I've shared everything I know. Or if that's not true, be like, there's an ongoing investigation. There's things I can't get into. That's it. That's all she has to say. And instead she comes up here. I respect your question. Thank you. It's kind of like in the debates when the two people, oh, thank you so much for that question, when they're really going, you fucking asshole. I can't believe you asked me that shit.
Continue to be prudent here. I'm going to let this ongoing review that is happening, this legal process that is happening, and let that process continue under the special counsel. I'm not going to comment from here. I'm not. One of the things that we have said for the last 2 years, when it
She
comes
just
to the
keeps going.
Department of Justice, when it comes to legal
She
matters,
just
when it
keeps
comes to
going.
legal issues, we have been very clear that we are not going to comment. We are not going to politically interfere, and that continues with this legal issue. And so,
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Remember, his question is, you told us last week that this was all done, that we could assume it was all done. Can we now assume it's all done? And her answer is, I've told you guys all along for 2 years now that we don't answer questions when it comes to having these legal issues. We just don't answer those. Bitch, you answered the question last week. The same fucking thing you answered last week, 4 days ago.
You know
Actually,
what I
it's 3.
hear is some hate.
I listened to this. I was like, you've got to be shitting me. All I kept hearing in my head is, she's bad at her job. She's bad at her job. She's bad at her job.
Day one.
For fuck's sake. Oh,
Is
yeah.
it weird that I miss Saki? Like this, I don't like
No.
this new chick.
Saki was better at this bullshit. She was still a fucking liar and said stupid shit up here, but this was a gimme answer.
It was so easy.
And instead, she's like, look, we do not answer the question that we answered last week.
Real quickly, thank you, Keldrick. For someone who's not going to comment, that one was one long, meaningless commentary.
Right?
Yeah, it said
stop.
nothing and accomplished nothing.
She wouldn't stop talking. All right, we're going to watch.
so I would refer you to the
God,
Department
here
of
she keeps
Justice,
going.
refer you to the special counsel as it relates
Shut
to
up.
specifics on this issue. And also my White House counsel colleagues are engaging with all of you and will certainly continue to have conversations on this. I will say
I'm not
that
commenting.
we are consistent with what we have
No,
said
you're not.
on cooperating fully.
Okay, notice what she said there. We're consistent in what we said on cooperating fully. Not we're consistent in what we've said, because that would be an outright lie. So I got to give her a little bit of credit for that one, for at least parsing the language so that it wasn't a direct lie. Although even that we don't know is true. That's just her saying it. Because remember, guys, they're telling us, oh, they found these in November. We have no idea that's when it was found. That's their word. Anyhow.
We still don't know what those lawyers were actually doing there.
She also in this has become very fond of the word prudent, and I'm not sure why.
I noticed that.
Well, it is the prudent thing to do, to be prudent, because it's top of mind.
Wasn't it George H.W. Bush who used to say prudent all the time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Long lost daughter?
Maybe. We don't know what he was tapping on the side. He could have been slaying puss.
with the Department of Justice on this issue, and we will continue to cooperate fully with the special counsel.
Thanks, Karine. On Friday, you stood here, though, and were asked about this documents issued by our count some 18 times. At that point, the president's lawyers had found these 5 additional pages of classified documents. So did you not know on Friday that those documents had been found when you were at the podium, or are you being directed by someone to not be forthcoming on this issue?
I love that question.
That was so direct. I loved it. Give
Wasn't
that woman a medal.
Like, are
Yeah,
you being told not to say that?
Wow, that was like the press actually tried to do its job.
Right?
I was just gonna say that sounds like a very like old school Cronkite question.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, guys. A little bit of a cough going on. But this is the closest you're going to see to them actually doing real reporting. And then if you read the reports that they write, it doesn't actually go over this shit the way that it should. They're not as hard on this as this administration as they should be with this shit. Everybody all fucking weekend, because those 5 documents came out Friday after this bitch had already told us, yeah, we know everything. We know everything. They knew about that before she got there. So are you telling me that the White House press secretary did not know? Anybody believe that?
I believe this woman's an idiot, so she may have forgotten, but
I believe she was lying and she...
What?
I know.
Bucky, this is the most transparent administration in history. How can you say that?
Well, because I've been paying attention.
Oh, well, be like that then.
I sent a rumble. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, tall person. Hoy, listening, but may fall asleep. Have a good night, all. Happy Winnie the Pooh Day. Have to Jack, please. It's National Kim, or not Kim, what's his name? Xi Jinping. No, what's his name?
Kim Jong-un?
President Xi Jinping, that's his name.
Winnie the
He's Winnie the Pooh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Been found when you were at the podium, or are you being directed by someone to not be forthcoming on this issue?
I have been forthcoming from this podium. What I said yes to was what the statement at the time that we all had, right? You all had the statement, and I was repeating what the council was sharing at that time.
Right.
So you're out of the loop.
That's what she's saying. Basically, she's saying, look, I was just agreeing to the shit that I read you. It's
The
an
translation is they can't trust her with info.
It's an easy question, Karine. Did you know? I didn't know. I was not aware of those at that time. That's all you had to say. And again, the bitch just can't help herself. I was agreeing. What I was agreeing to was what the statement that you all had that you guys read and I read. That's what I was agreeing to.
It's almost like she takes it personally and wants to like loop it around to like avoid complicity, you know.
She gets so mad at some of these questions. It's so funny to watch.
Do you think
I love how personal she takes it.
Well, yeah, because she's a hypersensitive baby. Do you think Kamala will keep her on when she takes over?
Oh, yeah, of course, at least for the beginning.
Do you think Kamala will come down and do a presser? Yeah, I like electric buses. That's like a Venn diagram.
Did you see that super clip of her and her Venn diagrams?
Yeah.
And so
we had that statement, so we knew what was in it, but you also
Exactly.
knew. Did you not know that?
I'm telling you, I just answered the question. I just said that I was repeating what.
No, you didn't answer the question. She's asking you, did you know? You didn't answer that question. I fucking hate her. I just answered that. No, you didn't.
The information that we had at that time, right, that you all had, I was confirming from what the special counsel had provided to all of you and that we knew as well from here. So just to be very, very clear. And look, I've also.
Am I the only one who doesn't think that was all that very clear?
I still don't understand what she's saying.
Because wouldn't it be very clear to go either yes, I had that information or no, I didn't have that information? That would be clear. And she's like, "Nah, I read the thing that you read, and we read the thing and read it."
Look, I don't know. A simple yes or no doesn't seem to really kind of add to the nuance of the situation.
Oh, this woman.
Also been very clear about being prudent from here.
Prudent.
Also being very clear about
We should make a drinking game of this one. Every time she says prudent, drink some milk so you don't die.
I was gonna say I don't want to die, so I'm just gonna
Yeah.
continue sipping the Diet Pepsi.
What, you want us to vomit when we drink a gallon of milk? No thanks, monkey.
That's fair too. Water, you're gonna poison yourself. All right, don't drink when she says prudent. You're gonna die.
being consistent from here.
Consistent.
And not going beyond what is currently happening, right? And again, this is
What's currently happening. Remember, we're talking about Friday when those documents had already been found, and she said, "Wait, look, we're not going beyond what's currently happening." I'm being clear, aren't I? Prudent. I'm just going to start randomly chanting prudent, Jack. Trying to get a job at the White House.
Oh, you probably could at this point.
I'm gonna chant prudent and steal luggage.
And then just yell, "You're picking on me because of my gender and sexuality."
Ebony asks, who's worse, her or Psaki? Her. They both have the same shitty job of trying to lie for Joe Biden, but Psaki did a better job at even, we'll circle back to that. She got a lot of rightful pushback against that, but it did move the subject on without her having to compromise herself in any kind of way. And she had a better sense of humor about it all, where Karine just gets mad.
Well, I think Psaki was probably smarter. I mean, that she has to be a little bit smart to be able to do the witchcraft that gingers do. So I think she was smarter than Karine, and Karine's just bad at this.
Comrade says, breathing when she says it will make you hyperventilate. Yeah, you don't want to play any game with her and her new favorite word. Prudent.
an ongoing, I also said this was an ongoing review that was happening with the Department of Justice. And as we know with the special counsel, I've been very consistent about that as well. And that's one of the reasons, your question to me is one of the reasons why we are being very, very careful and very mindful, and to not interfere here.
Prudent.
And to make sure that the Department of Justice has their independence. Your question actually proves that, and that's
the fact that we didn't tell you about the 5 documents that have been found proves that the Department of Justice is independent. I'm not sure I follow that logic.
I don't think there's any logic there. That's just sort of nonsense spit. It's some sort of weird flex at like trying to make her feel bad for asking a question. Like, obviously you're the problem. I'm just up here answering questions. I don't know what you expect out of me.
Don't worry, she's being clear, prudent, and cooperative.
Oh,
cooperate.
why we're going to continue to refer you to Department of Justice and refer you to the special counsel or my colleagues at White House Counsel.
Does President Biden have confidence in the way his team is handling this with this trickle out of information and the documents being found day after day?
I can tell you this, the president has confidence. I can tell you this, that the president and his team rightfully took action when they learned that the documents existed. They
Says you.
I want her to snap and be like, "The president's a drooling vegetable, you retard!"
Right?
He has confidence in his spoon. It's like he only has confidence in his spoon.
Yeah, because it has his reflection in it, and he thinks that's funny. He's like, "Haha, there's an old man in my spoon."
Yeah, the keys don't work anymore, so spoon all day.
Yeah,
and yet they actually let him drive that Stingray from time to time.
Oh God, that thing is beautiful, and I feel so bad for it.
Me too.
I feel bad for the children he sniffs.
I feel bad for this hand signer, like having to translate this bullshit.
Yeah, that's got to be a shit job.
There's a great part when I think it was the first questioner that we watched. When he's questioning, she actually does kind of like a jerk off movement. I don't know what was in reference to, but yeah, she's like doing the jerk off thing like you'd see.
She's warning them. It's like, hey, everything after this, yeah, they're all jag off.
It's just bullshit. Yeah. All right.
reached out to the archives. They reached out to the Department of Justice. That is the steps. We have been very clear about that.
Very
the steps
clear.
in the process that we took here. And look, we're going to continue. We're going to continue to, as we have said, fully cooperate with the Department of Justice.
Cooperate.
We're going to fully cooperate with the president's team is going to fully cooperate with the special counsel. That does not stop, and that will just continue. Again, we are going to respect the independence of the Department of Justice.
But this isn't about justice. Remember, the people that have been finding these things aren't the Department of Justice. It's Biden's lawyers.
I can only imagine what they concealed.
Oh, probably tons. Remember, the only reason we know this is because they could have buried this whole thing. They could have thrown all of those in the trash and just been done with it. Nobody would have ever known those documents existed. Metal Minister, thank you. Karine Jean-Pierre wears out her word of the day calendar Saki gave her for taking the job. Yeah. Maybe that's what it is. It's her word of the day toilet paper.
No, you were right. Word of the doy.
Yeah. Doy. All right. I want to jump ahead. What was it? It's at 30 minutes and 25 seconds. The little Asian girl's going to start asking questions. Jack, I didn't do this just for you,
Yes,
but it's for you too. All right.
I might need a press room in my basement.
To follow up on Cecilia's question, and sorry if I missed it, but on Friday, did you or did you not know about the additional 5 pages?
I literally just answered that question.
You literally never answered the question.
Why is she being so mean to the little Asian girl?
I don't know if
what they
you
say about
noticed,
blacks
but
and Asians.
as I say, when all of that anti-Asian sentiment was going on, most of the videos we saw had people who shared some characteristics with Jean-Pierre.
Karine about to commit a hate crime and blame white supremacy?
Yes. We also know how the French have been treating the migrants coming in. It's, that Jean-Pierre thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
She just doesn't like Asians.
Apparently.
I literally just answered this one. That was 20 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, whatever. Several people had answered between then. So literally is not even the right word right there, Jean-Pierre. And you literally didn't do it.
Literally.
But I
I
missed
did.
it.
Abdul Pierre.
Well,
And what she just said there was, I missed it, but could you repeat it? And this is what she does to the little Asian lady.
I mean, you're not too far sitting next to her.
Wow, classy.
Right?
What a bitch. What a bitchy catty thing to say.
Like you're sitting right next to her.
Expect, okay, when you're speaking and you're doing Q&A, expect you're going to have to answer the same question more than once. After 2 times, yeah, you can get a little bit snarky, but that was like the second time the question was asked directly, and you couldn't give her the right answer. You gave her the wrong answer, like being a bitch.
Does anyone else think she actually just forgot what she said?
That's a good point. It could be. But wouldn't it make
Karine's
more
dumb.
Wouldn't the correct thing to be is like, you're literally this close to me, since she's asking about whether or not she answered that question? Not how close you're sitting to the person who answered or asked the question. It doesn't matter. Who asked the question beforehand is irrelevant. She didn't hear the answer, dipshit.
I would point out again that Karine's stupid. So,
But look, here, you're sitting right next to her.
So I was very clear. I provide.
Yeah, this is the one asking the question. This is the one who asked earlier. You're right beside her. I mean, there's just that one little weird white guy between you.
Why is he got to be weird, though?
She's such a bitch. And she
That's
does this
weird,
to
though.
people all the time when she gets irritated. She does not have a very good demeanor when it comes to dealing with people and aggressive situations. She should not be in this job.
no.
She walks
So
up to
that-
literally say her piece, and that's all. She doesn't want to be questioned. She's
No.
the worst person to put up there for answering questions.
Yeah,
If-
if it was lecture time at the White House, they wouldn't need to have the chairs there. They could just be like, here's the press release,
Right.
and we'll televise a statement. Bye.
I provided the information that you all had at the time, and I confirmed. No, I
Wait,
did
I
not
love
know.
that.
I'm
Hang on,
saying
hang on.
I had the.
Thank you, Ebony. Besides getting back at Trump, I can't understand how even now they keep covering for Biden. You would think these documents would be enough to reconsider how this administration was handled. You have to understand that the Trump thing is a symptom of the tribal team mentality going on. This is their team, and that goes for the press. The Democrats are their team. They just are. So they're always going to run cover for him. Even with something like this, where you got him dead to rights, he did it. They should be coming out and apologizing or whatever the fuck you're going to do here. Not trying to bullshit about it. Even then, they're still going to run cover for him. That CNN thing we just read where they're like, hey, yeah, the guy said that they've been as cooperative as most cooperative, and this is how things happen. The press should have immediately went, that sounds like fucking bullshit. The title of that should have been White House bullshits its way through another controversy.
Well, that's how they always manage to do it. They're never forthwith, and any information that's actually important. Oh, and thank you, Keldrick. The live action reenactment of the LA riots as the news Koreans fire deadly questions at black press secretaries.
Nice.
Two things, real quick. One, I think she is getting annoyed because the press is asking actual questions.
Yep.
Because they're supposed to be on the same team. But realistically, I think Ebony nailed it. Peter Ducey's not there.
No, he's not. His chair's empty.
Yeah. So obviously she's upset that her work boyfriend's not there.
Yeah, he usually sits at the second to last seat in that front row there. And I was looking for him. He's not there today. I was so sad.
And she's all like, he's probably cheating on me with some other press secretary.
Well, Ducey had a report today that said Hunter had access to these, talking about, him living in that house, that he had access to all these private documents.
Well, yeah, they were just sitting in the fucking garage.
Well, do you remember last week when we were talking about how Ducey kept asking her, where's the list of people who visited Welling House or whatever the fuck they call it, Biden's house? Where's the list of the people who've been visiting there? And she said, well, I mean, look, man, we reinstated the guest list here at the White House. Trump is a fucking asshole. He got rid of it. That fucking piece of shit, that bastard. Remember that? Well, It turns out there is no list. Joe Biden goes there and has said he is doing official business there, and we don't know who with.
I'm pretty sure it involves the word China.
Or Ukraine.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a given. They don't even hide that one.
Instead of just coming out then and saying, hey, we don't have that, because Biden's excuse is it's a private residence. Okay, private residence, that's one thing, but when you're doing official business there, the Secret Service has to clear the people who go in to see the president. So we should have a list of who they cleared for that at that place, or at least around that time. Nothing exists. And the Secret Service says they don't have any logs on that. They don't keep logs on that because it's a private residence.
That's where the bribery happens. I mean, I have to go now.
Right? So it'll be interesting when Ducey gets back to see if he brings that up with Karine, or I was really hoping it was going to be here today.
We all were. I like Ducey. He does his job well.
He does. He absolutely does.
That dude needs a pay raise.
And unlike Acosta, who was just a cunt to Trump, Ducey asks actual pertinent information.
I know, it's weird. Information. I actually said this to Cecilia. I had the information that you all had.
She just did it again. I said it to Cecilia. She didn't hear you, bitch. That's how she started the question. Following up on Cecilia's thing, if it was asked, I didn't hear the answer. And look, I even told Celia this. What part of I didn't hear it are you missing? She's just being a cunt to her. Yeah. Oh, damn, I dropped the C word.
That's your
you
fault.
Monster.
Understatement, thank you. This press briefing is prudently prudent and is cooperatively and prudently prudaciously. Those are made up words. How dare you? She needs to start being more cooperatively and prudent, or else she will be prevented from prudently cooperatively with, from top of mind. God damn you. Thank you so
No,
much.
say it like Tyson.
No cap, yo.
No cap. Thank you for the donation. God damn, that was hard to read. It's hard enough for me to read real words.
We need to make up a whole new language just for you.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked. I said
whitest man contest.
At the time, right? And so this is why I also said to Cecilia, this is why
she did it again. She didn't hear you, bitch.
Well, she didn't hear an answer because there wasn't one.
Fair.
Nonsense.
You don't have to keep going. This is what I said to her. She might as well have said, bitch, go watch the tape.
She's dumbing it down for the ching chong. That's what she's doing here.
Bitch, go watch the tape.
We all know what's going on. She hates this little Asian girl.
She does.
be very prudent here.
Trying to be very prudent here. All right, that's all I wanted to show. Because
this was prudent of you.
It was so ridiculous. If you guys want to watch the rest, I will throw it into chat for you guys. It's interesting.
Nobody wants to watch the rest of that shit.
Yeah.
Time dog and pony show. Yeah, I've seen paint drying that had more riveting answers than that.
I mean, it's interesting to watch just to see how this shit is played out, how it's going down, you know, where these fucking people, they don't even try to hide the fact that they're just bullshitting you. This is Kyle. Thank you so much. He says, hello, chat people, Monkey, Jack, and Dax. How are you guys doing?
Greetings.
Hi, Kyle.
Yeah, it's just weird to me that the press, even as hard as they are on her in here, when it comes to the actual reporting on it, though, they're still softballing this bullshit. You know what I mean? I saw a thing the other day, 5 things you need to know about the Biden documents. And the first 4 were pretty good. And then the 5th one was this: how it differs from what Trump did.
Oh, man. Donald Trump fucked up an entire generation of commentators and entertainers. It's amazing how badly he messed with their minds.
He destroyed them, man. He absolutely destroyed them. They
worth it.
One of the best things Trump did as president was call the press out directly. And he was doing it before it, but even when people have run for president before and been like, oh, yeah, the press is left-leaning, once they get into office, they are typically, even if they are still somewhat combative with the press at times, Reagan was notoriously, they never just flat out called them out for what they were. And Trump did. Stelter was at the WEF, the World Economic Forum meeting. Yes, Stelter was not only there, he was hosting a talk on misinformation.
Yeah. Well, fucking scumbag.
Hey, I mean, you want to go to an expert.
That's true.
Remember, that's what his book was all about, is the misinformation at Fox News. And
that was very Alex Jonesy of you, by the way.
Well, I mean, it's true.
They've got all the misinformation.
It's where they got all. It is. It's where they got all the misinformation at Fox News.
They're turning the misinformation gay.
Well, it's all gay ops, isn't it?
Yeah,
super gay ops.
See? Alex Jones was right again. No, his whole thing was Fox News is bad, and it became a bestseller because they gave it away for like Christmas presents at CNN or some stupid shit. Because nobody I know bought that book. And I think it is amazing how badly it went for him when he did like his press tours, like when he went on C-SPAN and he just got lit up over and over again by callers. One of the best things I've ever watched, if you guys have never seen that, people calling in to tell Brian Stelter what a twat he is, and him sitting there with that little fake smile. And then when he realized what the question is, the fake smile just kind of dies. It's beautiful. All right, moving along. So we had the Jean-Pierre shit. Oh, I don't know if I really want to talk about this one. I do, but there's some background that is needed. Young Thug is going to trial, you see.
Who?
Yeah, I read a little bit about this.
Young Thug, he's a rapper.
Oh, like Justin Bieber?
Kind of, but with
Yeah, but a guy, not a girl.
Yeah, this is
Oh.
a man as far as we know. And Young Thug, part of the evidence against him is the lyrics to his songs.
Did they do this in a Law and Order episode?
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
20
did.
years ago.
He's reportedly actually detailed the criminal behavior in song.
That
And
is not what I would call a smart move.
well, what happened with that is, I mean, less interesting to me than this law professor who tweeted this out. The indictment alleges few, if any, direct acts by Young Thug. Anyway. Instead, prosecutors are using the words in his songs to argue that he runs a criminal street gang. Anyone who cares about the First Amendment and racial justice should be deeply concerned.
What
And
does
then she
racial
says-
justice have to do with
Oh,
this?
wait, she gets to it.
Ugh.
Carrie Underwood didn't get indicted for singing about taking a bat to her cheating boyfriend's car.
I love that song, by the way.
Johnny Cash didn't get indicted for killing a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Yes,
This
he did.
doesn't happen to white artists.
But did those things actually happen?
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's
the Louisville Slugger to both headlights probably happened, but she probably didn't do it.
not with her upper body strength. No,
No.
that girl's a twig. Also, I think she'd hurt herself because you get that reverb. And if she did it in California, that's like a misdemeanor. They're not even going to prosecute that. They'll just be like, it's shoplifting. What do you want?
She's comparing this guy being accused of literally singing about his crimes to these people who sang about crimes where none existed. This is a law professor.
Now, if the crimes match what he was singing, then that's probably something they could use as like some circumstantial nonsense in addition to whatever the real evidence is. But yeah, the stuff that he just compared was fictional events versus this real crime, right?
Alleged real crime, yes.
Alleged. So yeah, that's stupid. That's fucking dumb.
It would be different if, somebody had seen Johnny Cash shoot a man in Reno and they were like, yeah, he sang about no big deal. That didn't happen. This guy is actually singing about crimes reportedly that happened. Those are different things. It's no different. Just because you put it to lyrics doesn't change the fact that you just confessed to a crime. If you go out there and you rob, say, a 7-Eleven, right? And you shoot the cashier even. You shoot him in the left ass cheek. And then you sing a song about robbing a 7-Eleven where you shot a guy in the left ass cheek. That's just admitting to your crime. That you put it to music doesn't change anything.
Yeah, that's just dumb. Yeah, don't confess to crimes you did. That I'm not a lawyer, but that seems like a bad plan.
It really is. Put it to music doesn't make it okay.
Yeah. Real quick, thank you, Brian Stelter, who says, Monk, I was waiting for you and Jack at the WEF forum. I'm still pissed at you for not answering my tweets. I challenge you to a rub down contest. Loser walks away in assless chaps. Actually, I may do that just for fun. Well, thank you, Brian Stelter. I can't afford to fly to Davos this year, but maybe next year.
I couldn't afford to fly there. I wouldn't go hang out with all those hippies. I don't like fleas. And I would never wear assless chaps around Brian Stelter.
Twitter.
Around Brian Stelter. You're gonna get poked in the butt if you do that.
Yeah. Aren't all chaps assless?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
It's just funnier to say it assless chaps, because if they're not
really is.
assless, then they're pants.
Yeah, they're just leather pants then.
Yes, they are all assless, but it's funnier to throw that little descriptor in. Woke economic forum? Partially, but I think it's more just control. That's all they care about.
Yeah, authoritarian form.
They're going to save the planet, y'all. I don't know from what exactly. I know it's things. Hummers. They saved them from Hummers.
Oh, but I like Hummer. Wait, we're talking about the car.
The car. Yeah. You remember when those were the big thing with the global warming folks? The damn Hummers.
And yet they all take the limousine versions of them everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They love them. Yeah, fuck it. They take private jets everywhere. You think that Hummer's using a lot of fucking fossil fuel. But yeah, I don't even know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing something that's going to screw us all over. Did you guys see that the body cam video was released from that one cop at the protest, the January 6th riot?
No,
I haven't seen it. No.
It's over on Rumble. It's like 2.5 hours, and I watched through most of it. And here's the gist. A lot of the people at the Capitol, especially those who were like in the rotunda for a while, were just people there protesting and thought that they were just protesting. Some of them were absolutely violent assholes. The ones who were outside seemed to be the most violent.
what you mean, like the Antifa and the FBI agitators?
Yeah.
I mean, Ray Epps did nothing wrong. Totally innocent fella. Just wanted to get along with his life. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, cough, cough, hit, hit. Know what I mean? Know what I mean?
This video ends with the cop. He's at one of the archways keeping people from getting in. And it ends with a violent bat attack from one of the rioters. He ends up getting hit in the head twice with a bat.
Damn.
Yeah, he had a shield in front. This guy just goes nuts like he's a white girl drunk on a weekend and just starts swinging his bat over and over and over again. And he ended up connecting with this cop a couple of times. There were some really bad people there. I hope that motherfucker, if they found him, I hope he rots in jail for the rest of his fucking life.
Yeah, that's a scummy thing to do. Why did he have a bat there?
It is amazing if you watch this footage of the guys who are standing there, because it's a body cam footage, so you get to see all of it in its unfiltered glory. The number of shit that gets thrown at them, the kinds of shit, bricks, all kinds of sticks. I don't know where they got all the sticks from. And at one point, a lady gets up there and she's like, "What are you fucking doing? Stop this shit. These people have families to get back to tonight." And she's immediately pushed aside as more shit is thrown, and then the bat attack happens.
You know who comes to events armed, looking for a fight? Antifa.
FBI.
And
Oh.
the FBI. Check
Look.
your Rumble, dude.
Oh, okay. Some of these people are really shitbag. Oh, thank you, tall person. Off topic, but if you want some diet drama, Matt Jarbo has been poking Eric July on Twitter. Why? Is he wanting to just get slapped around?
He's clout chasing again. Somebody pay attention to me. I need attention.
Okay. I
Leave
got to
it on
write that
Boulder.
one down. Jarbo. Just a reminder. Because I got to look that up. All right. Thanks, dude. But anyway, a lot of the people at the protest were good people. A lot of the people, they went to places they weren't supposed to be, but they still weren't being violent or anything. And then there were some scumbags, and the scumbags absolutely deserve to go to jail. Those who were just there, let them all go. Everything should be expunged. Fuck off. It was minor trespassing at best for most of these people.
Yeah.
But I did feel bad for this cop, man. He took an ass whipping. He even had his riot shield up, and he had to ask another cop to please take it so he could back away from there from getting hit in the head. He had it. Luckily, he had his helmet on, so he just got dazed. Anyway, wasn't Fuentes in the room with Baked? How is he not arrested? No. From what we've heard, that wasn't actually Fuentes in the back. Because there's a picture of Baked Alaska, and there's a guy behind him who kind of looks like Fuentes. But as far as I know, Fuentes never actually went in the building. The plants outed themselves. It was all an act. Well, one of the reasons this video is coming up is the guy who put his feet up on the desk of Nancy Pelosi. He's on trial right now. And he had some interaction with this police officer. So they got the body cam footage. But the overall thing is there are 14,000 hours of camera footage from this thing that they will not release.
I bet there's more than that because, I mean, between all the cops, all the internal cameras, this thing went on for several hours. There's no reason this stuff shouldn't be released.
Well, I agree with you on that. The reason it's not being released is because then you'd see what I saw is that most of it was peaceful. And yeah, we've said this from the beginning. Some of these assholes deserve to go to prison.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you're getting violent, that you gain nothing by that in an instance like this, what are you going to do? What do you do? What was the goal of that?
But like when this cop first comes into the rotunda, right? There's very few people in there and they're kind of trying to back him up. And there's these two guys sitting on a bench. And one guy goes, dude, I just need to rest my back for a minute. I'm not violent. I'm not doing anything wrong. I just need to rest for a minute. And they actually let him stay there for a bit until the more rowdy crowd comes in. And there's this one woman who starts screaming, "Where's Pelosi? Bring her out here. We need to ice that bitch." Like, ugh.
Fed.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the people, they were just chilling. They were looking. The one guy ends up getting detained. I don't know if he ended up getting arrested or not. And the cop walks him down to the detainment area. And he's just marveling at the Capitol. He's like, so this is the Capitol. I've never seen it before. And he's really concerned because his phone got taken. One of the other police officers took it. But yeah, he perfectly nice guy. He did something that got him detained.
They were probably sweeping a lot of people up that were just in the vicinity.
So yeah. I don't know. It's well past time this stuff was all put to bed. The violent people that you have violent footage on, throw their asses in prison. I don't give a shit about them. Everyone else, leave them the fuck alone.
Well, they can't throw a lot of them in jail, Monkey, because they need them for other FBI investigations or instigations, however you want to say it. But yeah, I agree with you. But they're going to drag this out as long as possible because they need the propaganda win, and they're so desperate for another one to kick off.
It's all they have because they had Charlottesville, and then they get this, and that's it. So every couple of years, they get a right-wing violence, and they just sit on it forever. And in this case, Jack, it wasn't just right-wing violence, though. It was an insurrection.
Well, that's the language you have to use to vilify your enemy. You need a bad guy in any good socialist revolution. Awesome. I mean, to preserve democracy.
I wonder if I have which of my things did I watch that on? Because I did watch the video's 2 hours and like 29 minutes long, and I probably watched 2 hours of it. But I want to throw it into chat if I can find it so you guys can watch it. No. Does Rumble have a history?
I don't know.
I don't go over there very often. I have no fucking idea. I come over here for stuff that I can't see on, everywhere else. Does not seem to. Fuck it. I'll find it for you guys and throw it into chat. But yeah, it is an interesting video if you get to watch the whole thing. Oh, is this the article? Hang on. I might have it. Yeah. Okay. This is the article about it. Because the article is actually about the trial itself going on with the guy who had his feet up. I don't know what his name is, and I don't really care. Because I don't think he should go to prison for a long time because he put his feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
No, that's stupid.
Technically, I mean, that's our desk. She just gets to use it. Is that the wrong attitude to have? That's probably insurrectionist attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, you monster.
I endorse.
But anyway, there's the video. That is body cam from that cop. From the time he gets there until he's taken away after getting his head beat in with a baseball bat. All right, what else we got going on today? I really don't have much, you guys, because I
need a few things.
If you got,
you had so little that you spelled it MTIAN as opposed to MTIAN.
I'm still not awake. It takes me a few hours to wake up.
Yeah,
it really does. My medicines and stuff, I got to get those in my body, and until all that's going, I'm surprised I don't misspell that more often.
Me too.
All right with it. What else we have going on here? I don't care about that. There was a Libs a TikTok one I wanted to watch, and I don't know. Did I not have my cousin retweet that? Oh, I do need to share this because of the Greta Thunberg guys, there were a ton of great memes going around, this being my favorite.
I'm so sick of this woman.
For those who don't get the joke, that is the police officers from the Tennessee case. But that is Greta being arrested. That stupid shit. Anyhow, do I have? Yeah, this one. Let's watch the purple-haired chick real fast. This is an educator, Jack. She tells us she's a substitute teacher.
My first day as a sub today, and there are many things I would like to talk about, but today I would like to talk about how I am the political unrest that Cedar City needs. So besides the fact that I dyed my hair purple last night and I have 2 visible tattoos, I wrote my pronouns as she, any up on the board. I was teaching 10th grade, and I told this to all my classes, and it wasn't until the last period where someone was like, what's the second pronoun? And so I explained, I was like, I do she, any pronouns. I do go by any pronouns. She.
I want to meet her just so I can purposefully, repeatedly make masculine comments to her about how masculine she looks.
Yeah.
Because this
she changes her tune pretty quick.
Yeah, this is a female. And you ladies tend to be kind of sensitive about such things. But she doesn't care. Not her.
She's above it, mind you.
Indeed. She just floats above the rest of us.
Well, what being a moral better is like that. You're just better than other people.
I mean, it also happens when you sniff all the glue, but hey.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a given.
Farts are warm, and we sniff enough of them, you just start to float. It's like helium.
Anything, but I am totally okay with you just referring to me as she. And they were kind of confused about it for a minute, and I was like, and you can't misgender me. So don't even think about it. I do respond to all genders. And this one kid just looks down and goes, IQ 1000, my guy. Iconic, thank you. And I just
it doesn't make much sense though, because here's the worst part of her stupid argument here is that she any. Why not just put any?
Right? Because any would be the proper thing there. Because if you will do any, she is part of that. Dax, you're smarter than she is.
This chick will do anything. But this is just confusing kids. Kids are so fucking confused by all this nonsense. How are they supposed to function in society when you have crazy people like this giving them all this weird misinformation?
I've said it before, and I will keep saying it. Notice how young she is. Look how proud she got at a compliment from a 10th grade boy.
Yeah, she totally plucks that unibrow too.
This is somebody who's just looking for the popularity they never had in high school.
Yep.
Well, look at her. She's very average.
Now they're the teacher, and the kids have to listen to them, and they have to respect them, and they go up there and they do this performative bullshit, and if they get any kind of return on that love, boy, it just makes their day.
That's why they become teachers, so they can get people to give them compliments. I am important to this person's world. They rely on me for information. I feel stronger because of that.
Yeah, I am so powerful. Look at me. Hear me roar. I am woman. I am they, them. Roar.
I was ignored in high school. Now I won't be. They have to.
Captive audience.
Wait. She's not done.
Realized that my hydro flask is in this video, and that's my I don't care what the Bible says sticker, which
we're so glad you're giggling at all that.
I forgot I left up at the front of the classroom when I was in the back office.
Why would you even have something like that in a school?
Because these people are degenerate monsters.
Oh, so you could be the cool kid. I even died. Look, I got a couple of tattoos. Yeah, little tiny ones nobody's ever going to pay attention to. And I noticed where you got those specifically so somebody will ask you about them. They're hidden just so if you possibly see it just right, You'd be like, "Oh, what is that on your arm, Mrs. Dumbass?" But oh, this. Well, let me tell you a story about a man named Chet.
Let me tell you how edgy I am. You wouldn't believe it because I'm super edgy.
Did you notice my purple hair? Look how cool I am, you guys.
It's part of my individuality uniform.
You're an adult. You're not supposed to try to impress 10th graders. The only thing you're supposed to be impressing upon them is knowledge, you silly bitch.
Let's not get carried away, monkey.
You're a 10th grade sub. You passed out handouts for them to do while you sat there and played on your fucking phone all day.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome being a sub, actually.
Our subs, man, they never did anything. They give us the handouts that we had to work on and let us do whatever the fuck we wanted as long as we got those done.
Yeah, I had one sub assignment where they actually wanted me to teach something. And all the other subs were avoiding that classroom because of that. They're like, no, don't sub for her. She makes you do work.
Keldrick, thank you. She is an adult child. IQ 1000. Talk like an adult, moron. Well, in fairness, she was quoting the child there. What'd she say? Something like genius or something like that afterwards. But
IQ 1000 or something.
IQ 90, more like it.
It's fucking stupid, man. This bitch is an idiot. This bitch is an idiot. And this is what's teaching your kids.
See, this goes to show that education does not prove intelligence.
It doesn't. It can, but it doesn't necessarily mean it absolutely will. Don't bring that argument back up. We're going to get in trouble. Oh, my goodness. Well, I guess we got to... Jackie started with a picture of Brian Stelter.
Sorry.
I wasn't ready for that.
Well, no, you never are. Even if I was like, there's a Stelter article in here. You're just going to stumble on it and be like, oh, fuck.
His head is not head-shaped. What the fuck shape is that?
He's a living potato man. I'm telling you.
It's a thumb.
He's a Santaran.
Put your thumb up against it and look how well it fits. Yep. U.S. will soon have illegal hate speech laws, World Economic Forum panelist tells Brian Stelter. No. Here's the thing. What are you, dumbass woman? The entirety of the Supreme Court, even when Ginsburg was still on it, said hate speech isn't a thing here. Sorry. You can keep trying to do it, but it's not a thing here.
Look, they're just gonna pack the court monkey and get their way.
The U.S. will soon have illegal hate speech laws, said European Union official Vera. You're European. Why the fuck do I care what you were saying? Jervoa at the World Economic Forum panel. Jervoa participated in Tuesday's WEF panel on the clear and present danger of disinformation alongside former CNN host Brian Stelter, Massachusetts Democrat Representative Seth Moulton, New York Times publisher Arthur Schulzberg, and media executive Janine Borgalt? I don't fucking care. For hate speech, we need the people who understand the language and case law in the country, because what qualifies as hate speech, illegal hate speech, which you will soon have also in the U.S., will have a strong reason why we have this in the criminal law. That is a whole lot of gobbledygook wording.
Yeah, basically they want to use the existing laws in the U.S. to try and create hate speech laws to bypass the First Amendment.
Not going to work here in the U.S. Sorry.
I hope you're right.
Look, if that case had been even 7-2, I'd be more worried. But two of these sitting justices that are quite liberal, Sotomayor and Kagan, they both voted, no, there's no such thing as hate speech. So, I mean, we're okay right now. I don't know how Ketanji Brown Jackson feels, but right now it's at the very least 8-1. We need the platforms to simply work with the language and identify such cases. The artificial intelligence would be too dangerous. What do you mean? She was answering a question from the crowd about making the truth as attractive and compelling as lies people consume. The truth is more compelling than lies. The lies might have a win in the beginning, but everybody loves to be the one who finds that where it was bullshit. Sheila Jackson Lee is pushing to make criticizing illegal minorities a hate crime. Yeah, oh God. Her little bill, it's not going anywhere. She has a little bill that it's basically fuck white people, and you're not allowed to say mean things about immigrants.
Well, I mean, you might hurt their feelings, Monkey.
Immigrants have feelings?
Tucker called
I don't know.
Sheila Jackson Lee's blood libel, I believe is the way he put it, because Media Matters lost their shit about him using that language.
Well, it's accurate.
It is. Look, there are people in Congress who've been trying this kind of shit for a long time. There's people in your state houses who've been trying for this for a long time. There are people who've been trying to curtail speech. It's why I don't like hate crime laws, because they're stupid and they're based on your ideology rather than the crime you committed.
Mm-hmm.
The crime is what should be at issue. Hating somebody's not illegal and never should be. Acting on that hate is the problem. So if you rob a man because he's black, is it really any different because you robbed him because he was there? Both guys got robbed. Make it make sense for me, people. Why we need hate crime laws? Because at that point, you really are basically, it is policing speech at that point.
Yeah. At least it makes a really good point. Look at what has happened in the UK because of hate crime laws.
Oh, yeah. Hate crime laws are stupid, and hate speech laws are even dumber.
Dex, I'm supposed to tell you, Virgie says hello, and he's glad to see you on the stream right now.
He could have added me, but he didn't.
Could have, but he wanted me to say it.
But I appreciate it. Well, that's it. That's weird, isn't it? They want me to know, but they want you to say it.
I pay attention to the chat.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm only half paying attention to the chat. I apologize. I'm trying to eat pizza and comment.
Yeah, well, you have pizza, so why would anyone expect you to pay attention to chat? You have pizza.
If it's pizza Skittles, you're all like second priority.
Right?
I haven't had pizza in a while.
It's too late now, or I would have ordered you some pizza.
I mean, I have cheap pizza I could throw in the microwave, not in the microwave, in the oven, and it'd be done in a few minutes. But I don't want to do all that work. I'll probably have ramen later. It's tasty.
Ramen, gross. I had some Panda Express earlier, and my sister-in-law brought me some sushi. That was awesome. But I want pizza now.
Yeah, me too. Panel was addressing the ways for the public, regulators, and social media companies to tackle disinformation as information pollution. Oh, God, that's going to become a thing, isn't it? As information pollution spreads at an unprecedented speed and scale, the WEF website says. It's unclear how the panel defines disinformation online and how it measures the spread. Earlier in the panel, Moulton said Americans learn in grade school that crying fire in a crowded theater is not protected speech, which is actually true. It's not true. You can yell fire in a crowded theater. It's not illegal.
Hey, Dex.
Inciting a panic is illegal.
Well, yeah, that's different. First of all, why would I eat pandas? Because they're lazy and stupid. Also, Dex, Loki says hi. And Monkey, Loki says hi.
Hello.
Hello. Say it in a tired voice.
Moulton's statement distinguishes forms of protected speech as misleading, according to the nonpartisan free speech group FIRE. It is absolutely misleading. You know what? If there's a fire in a crowded theater and you yell fire, you did nothing wrong. You can't yell fire in it. Yes, you can.
Absolutely can.
Absolutely can. It is the idea behind it that you're trying to express in that, you can't start a panic is what that's actually about.
Yeah.
But there's a difference from being in a crowded theater and inciting a panic. There's a fire and making everybody run so you can sit there and gleefully watch as people stomp over each other.
Well, and based on my last couple of theater experiences, if you yelled fire in a crowded theater, nobody would hear you because they're all on their fucking phones repeating what just happened in the movie.
Yeah, if somebody yells fire in a crowded theater and you just start running, you're an idiot. You should probably look.
Yeah, take a second, assess the situation. Don't blindly run into things like an idiot.
What was that bar? There was a bar that caught fire while it was packed, and it was overpacked, and a bunch of people got trampled. If you yelled fire in there, it would have been okay because there was a fucking fire, even with people getting trampled. I get the meaning behind the statement, but I really wish they never would have said that because people misconstrue it all the time. And it's simply not true.
Great White was the band. Thank you, Eagle.
Was it Great White? Okay.
Yeah.
Who's the balding guy?
That is a Scottish PM.
Okay.
On transport, our second strategic transport projects review, published just 2 weeks ago, confirms that the era of catering for
Can I just say I like hearing Scottish people say "ago"?
Long ago.
Ago. I don't know why, but anyway, I'll back it up. So
strategic transport projects review, published just 2 weeks ago, confirms that the era of catering for unconstrained growth in private car use is well and truly over. The review follows the sustainable investment hierarchy, which aims to reduce the need to travel unsustainably and prioritises making best use of enhancing existing infrastructure before investing in new capacity. Furthermore, we have set out how we will reduce car kilometres by 20% by 2030 in our draft route map, a truly world-leading commitment demonstrating our level of ambition in meeting Scotland's statutory targets. The Scottish Government have commissioned research exploring demand management options to discourage car use. And using the research findings, we will work with local and regional partners to develop a demand management framework by 2025.
So they're going to stop them from being able to drive and discourage them from being able to drive?
They're going to limit how far you can go, and they're going to reduce private ownership. That's all very nebulous how they're going to do that, but that's the goal.
Good luck, Scotland. It's a good thing you guys are so tightly knit that you don't have to drive very far to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Jen Psaki, thank you. It's prudent that we circle back to competent transparency in our government bureaucracy, whereupon we can properly circle back to our guiding moral imperative of binding Jack's soul to the illustrious ginger carpet. Apparently, Jen Psaki wants your soul, homie.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm pretty awesome, so.
So they're going to get rid of private car use and, okay, I don't understand how that's even supposed to work.
Well,
Taxes.
if you look at the current infrastructure like busing and trains and focus on that instead of private car use.
I guess.
And they're going to find a way to limit or tax how much you drive is my understanding of what I read online.
But I mean, you're going to have to make sure that the buses go everywhere and enough that people can get to where they need to go at the right time. So you're just going to have more buses going. And frankly, you're probably better off with cars.
Silly. First of all, they use electric buses. That's a real thing, unfortunately. But they'll also just make you bend your schedule around the buses. Because how dare you think that you need to go out at a certain time? No, you can work within the framework.
All right. I bought it. I own it. It's consumer goods. Yeah, but I mean, they're also going to discourage you. You think they're going to start teaching kids cars are bad like they did with smoking?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cars are bad. Shut up. Just stop it. Stop it. There's no proof of any of the bullshit you guys are saying.
Doesn't matter.
No, we have these theoretical models that cannot predict the fucking past with known numbers, but we're gonna look at those and go see. And before anybody goes, hey, they've updated the models, they still can't do it.
Look, they're going to put all those eggs in that very specific theoretical basket because how could they be wrong, Monkey? Have you met these people? They are sophisticated and better than us.
Al Gore's dumbass movie that told us New York City would be underwater by now was based on those stupid fucking models.
An inconvenient truth.
And yeah, the inconvenient truth was a whole bunch of people were lied to. It was propaganda bullshit that people paid to go see. I can't even believe that part.
It wasn't even exciting. There wasn't any plutonium or explosions. It was just some old man giving a slideshow presentation to a bunch of retards.
Hey, now they immortalized it in Birdemic, all right?
Yeah, that's true. Birdemic is a classic. Both of them.
Nuts said just saw a video of a woman murdered on Twitter.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's this lady got basically suplexed and then stomped on twice and kicked in the head a couple times.
Oof.
Is that the one that wasn't wearing the mask all the way up?
No, I saw that one too and immediately got pissed off because I was in both professions and I want those people to be immediately imprisoned.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they dismissed the charges against the security guards because there wasn't enough evidence. Gee, I wonder why, because the operator moved the camera.
Well, yeah, because they're all going to look at each other's backs.
I would never do that. If I saw somebody on the floor doing something stupid or somebody upstairs with me did something stupid, I'm calling it out. I will lose my job, but I will be a better person.
Yeah, well, I'm not about to watch some random sick person with problems get murdered by two security dumbasses trying to enforce a mask mandate. It's fucking dumb.
Nuts says, looks like she was cheating. Male stabbed her over and over till she died. Wow.
Just leave. Leave the relationship.
I saw an article earlier. A woman stabbed her boyfriend because he peed in her bed.
But he didn't Amber Heard her, though.
No, he didn't take a dump. He just apparently peed in her bed and in his sleep or something. So she stabbed his ass. Was
he asleep in bed and peed? Or did he get up and walk over by her and whiz on her and be like, ha, bitch? It kind of makes a difference.
From the sound of it, he was asleep and just peed the bed.
Oh, well, that's forgivable because it's gross, but okay, maybe you were drunk or something happened. But if you got up, walked in the room and took a whiz right on her, that's intentional. That might be stab worthy.
I didn't know Destiny was even back on Twitter. Last I knew, he'd gotten kicked off for a ban evasion.
He's one person I give very little shits about.
Because he's so little?
Ha! Ha ha! No, I will always hate him for the setup of JonTron. He can go fuck himself.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Monkey likes him, but he just rubs me the wrong way. He kind of seems like a sociopath.
He doesn't go into it honestly, so I don't care. Like, he's just a bad person. Even if he's right, I don't want to hear him.
He's changed a lot, especially since then. But even then, I mean, JonTron should have just stayed the fuck out of that stuff.
He should have. I still blame John for his part.
Yeah, because he was cozying up to some really stupid people, and he's not smart enough to be involved in the conversation. He was just repeating shit that he'd heard, which he shouldn't do.
Right.
So,
but Destiny knew he was going to do that, and yeah, he was trying to make a point, but you're basically about to cancel John because he didn't know any better. I'm not too thrilled with that.
I hear you. But given John's audience size and stuff, I understand why you'd pick him.
Yeah, no, it was to send the message. Yeah. I understand.
No, but I understand people like being that's a scummy thing to do as well. So I see what you're saying there. But yeah, somebody should have really told John to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
500 ATMs blown up by migrant gangs in Germany in 2020, setting a new record.
Nice.
They're number one.
Way to go. Good job.
We beat our old high score. Yay.
Speaking of number one, I almost clickbaited the shit out of this show. I was going to title it Velma is the best show ever.
Oh God, please no.
And there's a reason for that. HBO came out and said it was its best premiere of a cartoon ever on HBO Max.
Which is the consequence of hate watching.
Yep.
Stop supporting this shit with your views.
Even with that, they had to couch it so much of a cartoon. It's not like they have a lot of cartoon premieres on there.
No, but they're going to use everything they can to push agenda.
Well, reportedly, they're making a second season now.
Oh, yeah, it's supposedly already been greenlit.
So, look, I fuck it, hate watch it. I don't care if media turns to shit. I watch old shit anyway. Stop hate watching. You know, I'm just going to make a hate watch channel and get it over with, Jack.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I did see a clip from Baby Shark. You know that kids show?
Oh, yeah.
And there's a bad guy called Mr. Greenhouse Gas.
Oh,
and
God.
it showed how he's made from cars and factories.
Of course.
And I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
You're watching modern day Fern Gully.
Yeah, it was
At
fucking
least Fern Gully was fun.
I hated that movie.
I liked
hated
it.
that movie.
The songs are neat.
I liked it better when it was a cartoon and not Avatar.
Yeah.
The whole premise of it, that was some serious indoctrination of kids. Like, look how bad the planet's fuck off. Call it
Like I heard the
Nancy
message, I listened to it, I understood it as a kid, and I quickly realized, oh, they're full of shit.
Oh yeah, and then that's fair, but it was pointed at kids, and most of them aren't that smart.
Yeah, kids are stupid.
I mean, I'm grateful you use the word most because, yeah, I was a kid when I saw it.
Yeah, most kids aren't that smart. There's kids who are, whether they're just actually that smart or they've been exposed to people who don't fall for this shit over and over again. But God,
Toxic
that
Love
would
was
be,
a banger, though. Let's be honest.
if they released that movie today, it would win Best Picture for like 6 years in a row.
Oh, for sure. It would have 15 sequels instead of just the one terrible one.
They made a sequel to that?
Yes, they did.
Wow.
It stars mostly that redheaded guy by who did Christian Slater or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember it all that well because it wasn't good.
Most adults aren't that smart. That's true. See, they count on you to be dumb. They really do. Whether you're talking politics or you're talking climate change, tomato, tomato, you're talking the culture war, they count on you to be stupid. They count on it. They know you're busy and that you're only going to read the fucking headline or maybe the first paragraph. There's a reason stories are written the way they are. Anyway, speaking of it, let's get to the first paragraph of this. Organized criminal gangs active in the Netherlands and France, mostly made up of Moroccan migrants, are blowing up ATMs in Germany at a record pace in highly professional robbery operations. What do they use to blow it? Never mind. I probably shouldn't.
About that.
We shouldn't ask that question because, then an ATM in my town gets hit and I'm a suspect.
Right.
In 2022, government statistics indicated they blew up 500 machines, with statistically more than one machine being blown up every day. It's almost 2 a day at that point. You're getting up there, guys. Make it 2 a day. Stop being so lazy.
Yeah, let's see some pride in the workplace, huh?
Cash remains popular with Germans, and to feed this demand, banks operate nearly 100,000 ATMs located throughout the country, with machines routinely containing between 50,000 and 100,000 pounds. Fuck. So, if these guys get a machine that's only half full, that's a minimum of 25,000 pounds, not weight, guys, pounds, the currency. So 25,000 pounds. What's 25,000 times 500? Somebody do the math.
I didn't come here for story problems.
What's the math on that?
You sad folks. That's $1,250,000.
What is it?
1,250,000.
No, it's got to be more than that, right?
Oh, you said 25,000 or 25,000?
25,000 times 500.
Oh, then it's 12,500,000.
There you go. It's a lot of fucking money. Shit, I'm gonna move to Germany and start blowing up ATMs. You only got to hit like 3 or 4 of them every couple, for the year. So once every couple of months.
Well, that's the thing. ATM crime is so easy comparatively because if you hit it and the bills aren't marked in any way, until they catch on, of course, then they don't do anything about it. Who's going to respond fast enough? You're in and out in less than 5 minutes. And even if it does take you 5 minutes, no cop is going to get there in time to stop you because it's like a low priority thing.
You ever see the guys who steal them? They steal the whole ATM machines.
They put chains around it and drag it away.
Yes.
Kind of hardcore.
I wouldn't do that, though, because there might be GPS tracking in there.
Right?
I would hope so.
You got to kind of hit it the way you described. In and out. Blow it up, grab your cash, and run.
Don't worry about the charred stuff. Leave it on the ground. Take the rest.
Yep. All right. In fact, these migrant gangs are blowing up banks with such powerful explosives that they're destroying entire buildings. Fuck.
That's a bit extreme.
In some cases, they have blown bank vault doors up to 30 meters away. Wow. Underlying how powerful the blast can be, police say the danger facing Germans is unprecedented, as many of these banks are located in residential buildings. Although the final number of such bank heists has not been released for 2022, according to police sources obtained by Welt am Sonntag, there were 500 such attacks, reaching a new record high. Can we get a clap in the chat for these enterprising young men? I'm assuming they're men. It's probably a bunch of bitches because it's money they're after. So it's probably women. Let's be honest. We know how the women like the money.
Women do like money.
Hashtag
money.
Stop women from robbing banks. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right? Thank you, Keldrick. Hit it like the crazy chick who calls you Matt Jarbo. In and out. Hell yeah.
Get your boulders off.
With some misdirection thrown in. That's the important part.
I leave them a present of a polished boulder on their pillow, like a mitt in the morning, and then I'm gone like the wind.
It's just a big old rock just sitting on your side of the bed. It's like
Usually
500
from their
pound rock.
yard.
That's so good.
Got some moss on it, a little bit of dirt, and they'll be like, "Damn you, Boulder King! How can you keep evading us?"
They'll get him one day.
They're never gonna lock me down.
Never going to give you up.
That's right.
All right. Joe Manchin's on my screen for some reason. He's at the World Economic Forum. Did all of our fucking politicians go there?
Quite a few of them did, including some Republicans and Christopher Wray, head of the FBI.
The problem that we have is the open press system and basically all the platforms. So if you're able to have 5 platforms, social platforms, that you can basically personify the extremes, somebody who is extremely right or extremely left, and it seems like that is the majority speaking. They're not the majority, but they're basically driving everybody to make a decision. What side are you on? Are you on?
Isn't that what the political parties do?
Look, your hate has no place here. We need to crack down on speech.
I mean, literally what he just described is what the political parties do.
You're full of hate.
And he's assigning it to social media. Fuck. Okay, never mind. Let's let the idiot finish talking.
But they're basically driving everybody to make a decision. What side are you on? Are you on this side or this side? And in America, there's only one side, the American side. It's not the Republican side or Democrat. We should be coming together to solve the problems from a different angle.
Okay, I like what he said there at the end, that there's only one side, but that's absolutely not true. Motherfucker, you just got your ass handed to you for a whole fucking year for disagreeing with your side. The entirety of the press came after you because you didn't do what you were supposed to on your side, you motherfucker. Oh, I agree. We're all red, white, and blue. That's the colors that matter to me. Red, white, and blue.
Just don't you dare have your own opinion.
But you see, the problem is you got these 5 or so online sources that are allowing people to give the extreme perspectives.
They're thinking differently, and we don't like that around these parts.
Extreme perspectives like our election should actually be secure.
Monsters. What's that? Masks don't work? Fuck you.
Yeah, tell me about how it's all just
You fraud. Conspiracy theorist.
tell me about how we're all just Americans as I mean, remember when we saw that child get drug out of a store for not wearing a mask?
Yeah.
By the way, that dude's lucky. If that was my kid, one of us would be in prison. That's all I'm saying. That video still haunts me. You don't treat children like that.
No.
Oh, fuck me.
No.
What dumbass thing is this from? Is the college fix? Okay, so we're going to be looking at a professor, I'm assuming. Individualism is an example of white supremacy in astrophysics, according to a professor. Is this part of Joe Biden's black people all think alike stuff?
Maybe.
As an astrophysicist, I am a product of institutions that are steeped in systemic racism and white supremacy. Quit. Go somewhere else where it's a lot more open. I hear the porn industry is really multiracial.
According to my sources, that is correct.
An astrophysicist at Colorado College said that her field suffers from systemic racism and white supremacy, as evident by its focus on individualism and exceptionalism. There are no individuals out there in the black community, and certainly no exceptional ones, apparently.
Unlike the Latino community, like Biden said, they don't have a diverse culture, remember? Biden said it, not me. That was the president talking.
With those glasses? Oh, hell yeah. There's people who would pay to see her get railed. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, beyond blacked, white girl with glasses getting plowed by 8 dudes. She could get a job as a cop.
Right?
Did you see some asshole went on like Google Earth and changed the town to a train station? The police department in the town was changed to a police station.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Train station. Yeah, it's fucking funny. I saw that on Twitter.
Faithless says only whites are exceptional in her opinion. Yeah, apparently. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
Do these white girls, just shut up. Just please shut up. Hashtag common sense white woman reform. Professor Natalie Gosnell enjoys her work at the intersection of science and art.
Oh, real quick. I'm sorry I missed this. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Well, they are Muslims, so knowing explosives would make sense. And they could do it a lot more since they aren't also blowing themselves up with the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, they have access.
And the knowledge. It's like the A-team of Muslims.
She enjoys her work at the intersection of science and art, but one thing she struggles with is the racism embedded in astrophysics.
Yeah, that's apparently a thing.
She said the field has problems with violent and hyper-masculine bias.
Like stars exploding and
I must have missed all the World Star videos with the astrophysicists in it.
It's a very niche subset because there's so few of them that it would be easy to miss them.
Colorado College blog reported, despite the strong ties she feels between art and science, she had to work for years in a society divided. Gosnell sees that division rooted in the systemic racism and sexism that the physics institution has been born into, and it limits what physics could be and limits the people who feel welcome practicing it.
Yeah, what we need is more intersectionality in physics. Some of those stars are probably non-binary. I mean, there are binary stars, but there's a lot of non-binary ones.
What the hell is the art aspect of astrophysics?
I don't know.
There is none. In fact, it is the most stuffy, math-filled science there could possibly be.
As an astrophysicist, I am proud of institutions that are steep. Oh, sorry, I'm a product. Whoops. Got to make sure I read that one right. I am a product of institutions that are steeped in systemic racism and white supremacy. But she's one of the ones who broke away from that. Everybody wants to be the hero, man.
They're all legend in their own mind.
The tenets of white supremacy that show up in physics of individualism and exceptionalism and perfectionism.
You mean accuracy?
It's physics, you silly bitch. She's talking about, oh my God, they want me to be accurate. Jesus fucking Christ.
That is so white of them.
It's either or thinking, and there's no subtlety, there's no gray area. It's physics.
Yeah, I'm with Faithless. I think they mean Astroglide.
Maybe that's what she meant. We're talking about physics here. We're not. This isn't open to interpretation.
Hey, sometimes that X identifies as an I, which might change the equation, but you know what? Maybe that equation needed changed.
You know what it is? Instead of an I for her variables, she wanted to use a rainbow.
Probably. Why can't we use a symbol instead?
All of this manifests in the way that we think about our research and what counts as good research, what counts as important research. It's physics. I'm just going to keep saying that because it's fucking physics.
No, it needs to be sexier and more exciting. You're not making it sexy or exciting with your boring math and equations.
It's not racial or sexual that keeps people from going into it. It's a boring fucking field. And it's not open to interpretation. It's not art. It's fucking physics.
So it's boring and literal. It's very white of it.
Most of Gosnell's career has been dictated by the hyper-masculine world of astrophysics, the blog reported. Now she's deciding that she doesn't have to fit into the mold. She's changing the way she teaches physics and the way she professionally shares it. So she's not teaching physics anymore. What are the gray areas of physics?
Her bush.
I guess.
Her dying eggs.
She said that some metaphors used in science are very violent and hyper-masculine.
Oh my God, they're not.
The university publication gave an example of how journalists covered the topic of a star dying and transferring their mass to another star in a way that used a violent hypermasculine lens by calling them a vampire star and a cannibal star.
Why is this the article that made me the most mad tonight?
I don't know, but I was trying to trigger Monkey and I got you instead.
You got me instead. God damn it, Jack.
Dumbest.
It's like trying to catch tuna and I end up with a dolphin.
Can't we? Wait, I'm tuna now?
Well, you know, you
can't
throw
make the
out
noise
a
like I
tuna
can.
net, you try and catch tuna and you end up with porpoises.
I know, but you called me the tuna.
You rather be
said
a whale?
You were trying to catch me.
Tuna's good though. Have you ever had a tuna salad sandwich?
I do like tuna.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
but
so
dolphins
never eaten
are
dolphin.
cooler.
Dolphins are the rapists of the ocean.
I was going to say that's what makes them cooler, but that's wrong, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know the rules on this.
That's
shit
why
anymore.
I didn't say what I was going to say. That I just told you what I was thinking.
I just know people love dolphins.
Why am I the
for
dolphin
some
in this whole
fucking
thing
reason.
now? Then I don't want to be the dolphin anymore.
No,
He's the
because
dolphin.
everybody loves dolphins and you're lovable.
Yeah, but now I'm the rapist.
Well, only in the ocean.
Thank you, Keldrick. At no point has anyone ever looked at physics and called it hypermasculine, and they've been correct. Nerds are not hypermasculine.
Well, wait a second. I just want to point out that their masculine, hyper-violent thing is vampire star. Who are vampires really big with?
Women.
Ain't that the chicks?
Oh, the sparkly kind, yeah.
I like vampires too, don't get me wrong, but that is a decidedly female monster.
Yeah.
I always make them all sexy and shit so that women can be like, oh, I fucked the dead guy. So they don't have to admit that they're just necrophiliacs.
Right?
If you have sex with
the
a
perfect
vampire,
man is dead.
if you have sex with a vampire, you're a necrophiliac.
You actually just kind of blew my mind with that one. The perfect man is dead.
It's true.
The feminist mantra.
Yeah, kind of is, isn't it?
I think because science and art have been so separated and there's systemic issues within science, the metaphors that are often chosen to discuss science are very violent and hyper masculine, she said. Well, the star that they're talking about there is literally a star cannibalizing another one.
That's what's happening. One star is losing. How else would you describe it? Help me out.
Nuts says
Siphoning?
Nuts says it's the bite on the neck. Look, I understand that as somebody with a slight neck fetish, I understand the whole vampire thing, but women just like dead men. Stop it. No, cannibal is the right thing to say there because it is literally taking its energy and subsuming it itself, eating it itself.
No.
It
See,
takes
what it's doing is absorbing the toxic energy of it and transitioning itself. It's Transstar.
It's a Transstar. That's what it is.
Transstar, stunning and brave. Transstar.
This is probably the dumbest thing we've seen tonight, and we watched Karine Jean-Pierre.
Impressive, isn't it?
That's really impressive. It's science. It's not art, okay? Stop trying to do this shit. Stop trying to dress. Oh, it's hyper masculine. No, it's not. There's nothing hyper masculine about Vampire Star or Cannibal Star, and those are the specific examples they gave.
But men named them. Men.
Are we even sure men name those? There are women who've been in physics for a long time.
No, that's not possible. This lady is the first. She's the mostest stunning and bravest.
STEM doesn't allow for any females. We all know this.
Yeah, true.
This woman is breaking glass ceilings all over the place, Monkey. With her
And by that, she
stunningness
means,
and bravery.
no, she just goes on top of malls and cracks all the ceilings in all the food courts.
Mars is hyper masculine, true, but Venus is not.
Uranus, though, that's for both.
Depends on which anus it is.
Evolved Potato, thank you. Physics is hyper masculine because it's all about facts, reason, and evidence, and not emotion. Because the tiny girl babies can't contain enough brain power to do reason. Wow.
Well, she does have tiny girl brains, so it's amazing they even let her in the room.
Not all girls, but this one, yes.
Ryan, that is a good point. Women like dead men. Look at who's on our money. Fair.
Wow.
Yeah, they get really drippy when you wave a couple of Ben Franklins at them.
Oh, yeah. They like that fat old whore.
Oh, God, is that where the term drip came from? It's like the guy's wearing something nice and it gets the girl drippy.
Yeah.
Ew. I never thought about that. I didn't want to ever think about that.
Well, we're doing all kinds of crazy stuff for you today.
I'm kind of glad I was gone, but now, I'm so enlightened. I never want to leave.
I know, right? You should drop by more often. We're full of enlightenment.
Get me back on a second shift. I'll be here every day.
This is not helping my argument that women ruin everything. I mean, it's helping it's not helping people who argue against it. This woman is being hypersensitive over nonsense. Over literally.
So she's a woman. We established that already, Monkey.
Do you think she renamed the Vampire Star when she's teaching it in her classes, and she now calls it the Bella Star?
Probably.
Wow.
The Bella Star. Not Lugosi. What's her name? I don't even know her name in the books.
Yeah, Bella. Something.
It is Bella.
Yeah, but
the Twilight horror.
Bella Lugosi played a vampire once, didn't he?
Bella Swan, I think her name is, or something.
Is it Bella Swan? That sounds right.
I don't know because I never read it.
Neither have I. And I still haven't watched the movies, but I've watched a lot of stuff about them, and goddamn, they're bad.
Yeah.
I've seen the middle part of the first one on accident before I realized that somebody had it on.
I read it for work when I was working at the bookstore, and holy shit, it's bad.
I know I said it before. I ended up reading Stephanie Meyer book, and then I was like, oh, this makes sense when I was done and figured it out.
Yeah, but so we got the Bella Star. What would a Cannibal Star be as a female thing?
New Guinea Star. That's where the cannibals live.
Yeah, but that's still, I mean, there's men.
Amy Schumer?
Oh, the Schumer Star.
It just steals all the fun out of stuff and turns it
exactly.
into a bad joke.
How does she keep getting work? Who does
That
she
is
have
such a-
dirt on?
I don't think I think it's not who she has dirt on, it's where she has dirt on. It's on her knees.
I was gonna say something like in her folds.
Well, there's probably there too. I'd look, man. I'd probably tap it
No.
with the lights out, a clothespin on my nose, because apparently on her best day she smells like a barnyard animal. She was way too emphatic about that.
Yeah.
Like, bitch,
Moo.
just wash.
Please.
They even make some nice cleansing stuff.
Yeah, get your pH balance checked. Go to a gyno.
You know.
Comrade Kitty says 50 Shades is bad too. It's Bella fan fiction if she was human and Edward was a rich guy. Actually, it was originally written as vampire fan fiction, and when it caught on, she changed it. It was literally Twilight fan fiction, and the characters, what's his name, Christian Grey, he was a vampire originally.
I read all those books.
I've read quite a bit of 50 Shades of Grey, which if you've never read the tampon scene, you gotta read it. You gotta read the tampon scene. They didn't put it in the movie because it's gross as shit. She tries to describe it in a sexy way. This woman standing naked in a bathroom as Edward slowly pulls her tampon out.
Edward.
Sorry, Christian.
Oh, we know who you're thinking about.
It's the same fucking thing. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
The tampon scene is amazing. If you guys have never read it, check it out. It's funny as shit.
Oh man, he was releasing her inner goddess all over the place.
I've never even heard of anybody. I know this is supposed to be a BDSM thing. I've never even heard of that as some kind of weird sexual fetish. But apparently the chick who wrote it thinks it's really sexy to have your tampon pulled out. I don't know why. I'm not a woman. I can't think like them. Hashtag common sense white women reform.
I read it like an alternate. Well, I guess it's not alternate. It's in the same like vein. It's like rich guy with a girl, and it was so much better. It's like this is what 50 Shades should have been. Why is this one more popular? And I felt really, really bad for the writer of the other book.
Because 50 Shades was just dirty enough to be girl porn. That's what it is. It's ridiculously written. The prose is just god fucking awful. Forget anything about the story itself because the story's stupid, but the writing of this is fucking god awful. But it's just dirty enough to get women all tingly without them feeling like they're reading porn. That's why. Same reason
sex stuff is boring.
Same reason Harlequin books are still some of the best selling ever. Consistently. If you want to make sure you write a book that sells, get a contract with Harlequin. You will sell your books.
Yeah.
They're crap, but you'll sell them.
Yeah, they'll make a lot of money doing it.
Yep.
But yeah, and they're tepid. They're not even like hardcore thrusting action storylines. Nope. No, they're just like he came in with his large wallet, his throbbing credit cards.
My wife used to read historical romance, and historical romance is we set this in a historical period that we didn't actually research, and it's light porn. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's light porn that they like, this guy once talked to George Washington. It's really stupid. But women love that shit, man. It's not porn, Ranty Monkey, it's romance. Indeed.
Yeah, that's what he said. There's not enough hardcore fucking.
For the record, the woman who wrote 50 Shades, the woman who wrote Twilight, I don't blame them for being bad at what they do. People loved it, so they obviously did something right. It's horrible. It should never be like taught in schools as ways to, properly form story or sentences or any of that shit. But people who like this, if you like this, don't take the fact that I hate it in any bad way. Enjoy it. We're different people. But it is curious to me, like you said, you read that one that's a better story, and that poor writer probably will never be heard of again. Meanwhile, that bitch is living in a mansion, and she could not write a sentence to save her life. That book opens with them telling us that the little ugly girl in it was whisked up to the top of Gray Tower. What was it? At terminal velocity. I like.
What?
So she's crippled now? Because when that elevator stopped, she was going to bounce off the ceiling.
Like you do.
It would literally kill you. But yeah, it's just horribly written. Really horribly written.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's a great read, though, if you read it for the humorous value.
Oh, I was laughing the entire time.
You will regret hearing the phrase "her inner goddess" for the rest of your life.
What I like most about those books, and they did this with like Bella too. I mean, they purposefully make those girls so benignly indescriptive that they literally, the people who read it can project themselves very easily onto that person. It's written that way on purpose.
Yeah, like Twilight, they say that she's just very average looking. She's very plain, and that's really the only real description. And then she's got dark hair.
Peter says, if you've never read a romance novel before, read one. It's some dirty shit, man. Yeah, romance novels are dirty. They just don't go into. It's not like Penthouse Forum dirty.
Yeah.
It's girl porn. That's what I've always called it, girl porn. Still love the videos of Gilbert Gottfried reading some parts. Yeah, they're fucking gross. Anyway, go find the tampon scene. You'll thank me. Well, guys, we're gonna wrap up here. We're gonna wrap up on tampon scene. Remember, ladies, don't flush those things. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you so very much for the donations. I really do appreciate it. Still ongoing with the Little Butt thing. If you'd like to donate to Little Butt's fundraiser for the American Heart Association, please just let me know in the donation that that's what it's for, and I'll make sure I get it there. She's already up to, I think it's 150. So she's doing well so far. I don't know if they get prizes this time because the page doesn't seem to say anything about it. So I hope they do, but she's just happy to be raising money again. So, Jack, anything you'd like to show?
I'll drop a link to a video that posted earlier. As always, thank you so much for the support. I am not having a fundraiser except for the I Like Food fundraiser, and I maintain my fatness. So don't forget, you can donate to us after the stream, but if you're donating for a mini munchkin there, be sure and put that in the text area so that Monkey knows.
Daxy boy, anything you want to show?
Just feed Jack, because world would be sad if he wasn't Jack.
Right? Thank you.
Absolutely. Guys, I'll be over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey here in a few minutes playing some Phasmophobia with my hobo friend Bubba Hotep. I do have the right day. This is Tuesday, right? Tuesday going into Wednesday?
Sure.
Yeah, okay, so it's the right day. So we'll be over there. Phasmophobia, half an hour or so. Jack, a pleasure as always. Daxy boy, thank you for coming and joining us, man. We don't get to talk enough anymore.
I was happy to be here.
I was so excited the other day because I saw you tweeting. I'm like, oh, he's probably.
Oh, I didn't want, like, the moment you like messaged, I was like, I can't get out of work.
Yeah, that sucked because I
wanted to dunk on her so bad.
I try to pay attention to people's schedules. Like, one of the first things I do before I go live is I stalk Jack a little bit to see when he was last active. That's a true story.
Sleep. That's easy to do.
Yeah, but there's times where you disappear, like there's no retweets or likes or anything.
Oh, yeah, that's
like,
fair. I do tend to do stuff occasionally.
It's like he's either sleeping or watching a stream or doing his videos. So I believe it or not, Jack, I don't plan it to try to get you when you're eating. I try to get it when you're not busy.
See, that's usually when I'm on Twitter's when I'm making food.
Yeah, oh, well, that makes sense. We found the culprit. But no, seriously, Daxy, been a long time and always great to talk to you, man.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/rantingmonkey, Phasmophobia, some ghost hunting. Come hang out. Everybody, thanks for watching. Gentlemen, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
We need to stop white women from speaking publicly. You know, that sounded like I was going somewhere with it.